All right, actually, we're going to go right to the weather situation right now because just as we were going to break, we do have an active tornado warning that was just issued. This is meteorologist Jordan Reed, by the way, in effect for northeastern Oneida County until 6:45 p.m. This just came out right during the break, and this includes areas like Boonville, just to the north of Forestport, anywhere in this purple or pinkish polygon, whatever color you want to call it. But the main threats right now, obviously, being the fact that there is a possible tornado. We don't have ground truth of it. It is just a radar indicated tornado at this time, but I'm going to pull up the specific details because you're kind of just seeing this as I am as well, and we're planning to stay on as long as we can, as long as we need to. This warning is in effect until 6:45 p.m. At 6:18, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Boonville, moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. It is radar indicated rotation, as I just mentioned. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. There could be damages to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur, and tree damage is likely. As I was showing you earlier in the show, we have had a history of producing straight line winds, and now we're seeing some rotation. This is our first tornado warning of the day and first severe weather alert of the day in our area. So what you want to do if you are in this area that I'm talking about, I'm going to load up the tornado safety precautions, is you want to go down to the lowest level of your home, away from windows and doors. Lie flat, cover your head, and you want to get away from the windows, particularly on the west side of the house, because these storms are moving from the northwest up toward the north and east, and they're moving at about 30 miles an hour. So as I just mentioned, they're moving fairly quickly, but in the quick time that they're over you, they can still do a tremendous amount of damage. So avoid windows, doors, outside walls. Cover yourself with blankets or mattresses from protection. The safest place to be, again, is the basement, anywhere in greens. You want to be in the stairway, a closet, a bathroom. Particularly if you're going to be in the bathroom, get into the tub because the piping is a little bit more durable, a little more sturdy. But again, the best place to be, not everyone has one, is a basement. You don't want to be up in a high rise or anything like that, which thankfully we're not talking about a city center. We are talking about areas like Boonville, Forestport. Again, the main threat with these storms as they happen this afternoon, the heavy rain as well as a straight line wind damage. And this wind, as I just showed you, can do as much damage, if not worse, than a tornado. So we're going to stay as long as with you as long as we can. I'm also going to give you a general idea, a better idea of where these storms are going, and I'll also pull up the velocity scan, which is right here. There we go. So we're looking at, what you want to look at here is the green up against the red. So what we're looking at with our velocity is basically motion within the storm. So change in position over time. So red is moving toward or away from the radar, which is the closest radar is up in Montague, Lewis County. So it's moving away from that. The green is moving toward the radar, and where you see this red and green couplet right next to each other, just to the northeast of kind of downtown Boonville, right along the Oneida and Lewis County line, is where you would be looking at this potential rotation. The only problem is that, like we typically see with these kinds of storms, is the fact that they're typically rain-wrapped tornadoes, and they typically don't stay on the ground for very long. They touch down, they come back up, they could be a funnel cloud, and this is moving to the northeast, as I mentioned, at 30 miles an hour. So let's give you a better idea of where this is going to be going, because before long, this will be into Herkimer County as we go through time. Let me actually span out this view here, and we'll give you a better idea of that. So we're talking about, again, northeastern Oneida County until 6:45 p.m., anywhere in that purple polygon is where you want to be in the basement, away from windows and doors. And again, we'll track this out here for you. Generally moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. So this will be in Hawkinsville in 4 minutes, Woodgate 17 minutes from right now, Otter Lake 24 minutes, and then it'll be in Mountain Lodge in 48 minutes, and then in about an hour, if it survives the trip, if it keeps going, it would be into Limekiln Lake Campground. But again, we're mainly focused on northeastern Oneida County right now, where this tornado warning is in effect. And we'll obviously, if you have any pictures, make sure to, if you can do it safely, obviously not right now, but after the fact, we would really appreciate it if you sent it to CNY homepage. We'll go out there ourselves later on and survey the damage if there is any. But again, the main focus is your safety, and that's the reason why we are on the air at this time. It looks like they have trimmed back the tornado warning a little bit. So now areas from Boonville over toward Hawkinsville, up toward Woodgate, closer toward Otter Lake as well, are included in this warning. But still, if you are in or around this area, northeastern Oneida County, this is where you want to be, in the basement, away from windows and doors, lie flat, covering your head. I'm sure that if you have your phone out and the ringer on, or even if the ringer's off, I think it still goes off, and you are in this area, this warning will go off. And if you have that CNY homepage app as well, it'll give you the warning as well if you're in the geographical area. As far as the rest of our viewing area, that is the only active warning that we have at this time. We are obviously seeing a lot of heavy rain as I bring you back to kind of just the normal radar view, or actually, let's see if we can get that up here for you. Sorry. There we go. So again, just a lot of heavy rain at this time. The main focus is going to be on this tornado warning for northeastern Oneida County, and this goes until 6:45 p.m. Some of the specific streets that we're also looking at as well include, let's bring it back to more of a base reflectivity, the normal radar view. Some of the major roads that we're talking about obviously include Route 12, portions of Route 28 as you head up toward Woodgate, Hawkinsville. We're talking about Moose River Road, anywhere around the Oneida County Fairgrounds in Boonville, which I just went to for the first time a few weeks ago. That's the area that we're talking about. West Leiden Road, Woodgate Drive. I know some of the labels are kind of smaller and they're kind of moving with the radar as well. Forest Road, closer toward Woodgate. So this is the area. Again, it's not a geographically large area, but this is where, if you are under this tornado warning, the safest place to be, again, I'll pull that up for you. Here is the basement, which thankfully many of us in the Northeast or in the state of New York are fortunate enough to have those. The basement is the best place to be. If you don't have a basement, the stairwell, the hallway, an interior bathroom, an interior closet, again, anything away from windows and doors. Outside walls as well. Cover yourself with blankets or mattresses for protection. But again, the safest place to be is the basement. You don't want to be out on the deck taking pictures of this. You don't want to be out there like storm chasing, anything like that. Out on the road, certainly. If you are in a vehicle, get to the nearest shelter, if you will, off the road for right now, because that is going to be the best place to be at this time. So again, if you're just tuning in, normally we would be closing out our 6 p.m. show right now and tossing you to ABC World News Tonight, but we're going to be on for the next few minutes, at least until 6:45, or if it gets let go earlier, obviously we'll send you back earlier. But this is our first severe weather warning of the day. Again, it's a tornado warning for northeastern Oneida County until 6:45 p.m. The latest from the National Weather Service is that at 6:26, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Boonville, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. So again, we'll put an updated tracker on this for you. And this is producing a lot of heavy rain. That's been the main threat throughout the day, in addition to some of the straight line winds that I was telling you about during the 6 p.m. Weathercast. And we'll also give you a general idea. I wouldn't be surprised if we go through time and a severe thunderstorm warning were to be issued for portions of north central Herkimer County. The reason why it hasn't been issued just yet is because Oneida County falls under the Binghamton National Weather Service office, and Herkimer County is under Albany. So as we go through time, I'm sure that will get extended if the tornado warning is not extended. But let's give you a better idea of where this is and where it's going. Again, still tracking to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. And so this is going to be in Woodgate in about 12 minutes, Otter Lake 20 minutes, Mountain Lodge 44 minutes, Lime Kiln Lake Campground in about 55 minutes, and then about an hour it'll be into inlet. So I'm sure as we go through time, if this maintains its strength, some type of severe thunderstorm or tornado warning will be issued for portions of northern and north central Herkimer County, as well as maybe into Hamilton County as we go through time. But again, our main focus right now, northeastern Oneida County until at least 6:45. So again, we're looking at here the red up against the green on the velocity scan, which basically shows you how strong the winds could be within this particular storm. And so again, we're talking about areas like Hawkinsville Road, some of the other roads around just to the east of Boonville, between Boonville and Woodgate. Thankfully, again, we're not talking about a very highly populated area. It's mainly Hawkinsville that we're speaking of right now. But again, if you're in Hawkinsville, Boonville, Woodgate, Forestport area, you want to be heading to the basement or an interior room away from windows and doors. And again, this is another area that I know everybody talks about the Rome tornado, but Forestport did have a tornado last year. Again, obviously not to the scale of Rome, but about a week before that, I know this is a situation that plays in a lot of people's minds. I'm not saying that that's what we're dealing with right now, but we do have to assume, even though there's no ground truth to this, that we are looking at a potential tornado, because that's what the radar is seeing right now. Obviously, not all radar indicated tornadoes do become actual tornadoes, because they could just be detecting rotation up above, but that's what the radar and the National Weather Service are seeing, so that's why we are passing along this warning, and we are staying with you up until this warning expires. So again, that goes until 6:45 p.m. Let's see if we can take that off here for you. I know we're looking at a lot. But again, 6:45 p.m. until for Oneida County. Let me bring you back to, there we go. It was kind of getting stuck there. But so again, 6:45 p.m. until that's when the expiration time, the current expiration time, is for this tornado warning. So we're talking about Boonville, Hawkinsville, Woodgate, in case you are just tuning in right now. And let's bring you a reminder of the tornado safe spots. So again, lie flat, cover your head. You want to be interior room away from windows and doors, a closet, stairs, a hallway. You don't want to be in the living room, kitchen, garage, bedroom, because those all have windows and those all have outside walls as well. You want to put, the idea is that you want to put as many windows between you and the outside as you possibly can. Again, one of the worst places to be out there is on the deck as well. You don't want to be out there storm watching. You can do surveying damage after the fact as well. And if you do find any damage, make sure to report that right away to the National Weather Service. If you do find any live wires down, make sure to report that to National Grid as soon as you can. So we're not seeing a lot of lightning with this storm. We are just seeing a lot of heavy rain. So as I mentioned, if there were to be a tornado up in the Hawkinsville area right now, it would be a rain-wrapped rotation. This is moving over toward Woodgate, and this tornado warning continues for about another 11 minutes or so. So we'll put an updated tracker on this. Let me go back to our velocity. So again, moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour is the updated information that we have from the National Weather Service. And so that'll put it into, again, north central Herkimer County as we go through time. So we're talking about Otter Lake in about 18 minutes. You're not under the warning right now, but you could be as we go through time, or at least some severe thunderstorm warning. Macaulay Mountain ski area, obviously not anybody skiing at this time of year, 39 minutes, but if you're in that general area, it just gives you an ETA. 42 minutes, this will be into Mountain Lodge. 54 minutes, Limekiln Lake Campground. And then as we go through 58 minutes, this should be into inlet as well. So let's see what we can look at here on the radar, at least some of the other parameters. So we're looking at, again, our velocity, which is, again, detects rotation within the thunderstorm. Let's see if we can look at anything else here, at least. Okay, so we've got the sweeping radar on here. And actually, this is just the reflectivity, so actually. So again, Northeastern Oneida County, let me bring you through, before I get to that, I'll get to the tornado safe spots, where you want to be, because I'm just going to keep reminding you of that. So again, living room, kitchen, stairs, or living room, kitchen, bedroom, garage, the places you don't want to be. You certainly don't want to be out on the deck either. The best place to be is a basement. The stairwell, again, generally putting as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. A hallway, a bathroom, closet is where you want to be. Avoid windows and doors, outside walls. And the other thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to open the windows. There was an old myth that if you open the windows, it would equalize the pressure. No, you want to keep those windows closed. You don't want to be anywhere near them either. Outside walls, either protect yourself with blankets or mattresses for protection, or if you have a helmet, you can grab one. Or just put your hands over your head. That would be the safest bet for you, because one of the leading causes of injury in severe weather situations like this is the projectiles, the things that get picked up within the tornado or the debris or straight line wind even for that matter. and especially a lot of head injuries is what we typically see in a situation like this. So again, let's bring you to the radar, the area that you're talking about that we want to, and the good news that I have for you is the fact that the tornado warning continues to be trimmed back. So if you are in Boonville or Hawkinsville, where you were under the warning previously, it is safe to come out of the basement slowly, and obviously it's still raining out there right now. The winds will precede the rain, but now we're mainly talking about the Woodgate area, far northeastern Oneida County, still under a tornado warning for another 8 minutes or so. It's 6:37 right now. This warning goes until 6:45, so another 8 minutes, and let's see if we can get the updated information for you from the National Weather Service. So at 6:35, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Forestport, or 7 miles northeast of Boonville, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. The impact's flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. As I was just mentioning, mobile homes will be damaged or otherwise destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely, and locations impacted include Woodgate. So take cover now, move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are indoors in a mobile home or a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So we're talking about Woodgate right now. This storm is moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. Obviously, as I've been mentioning throughout this newscast and even back yesterday as well, the main threat being with these storms, some heavy rain. There could be, I'm not expecting flash flooding to be a widespread threat. We haven't had any flash flood warnings this afternoon, but there could be still as much as a quarter to a half an inch of rain in as little as an hour's time. So let's see if we can even look at that precip rate. Obviously, that's not the main impact right now. But that would be the main impact for most of central New York outside of the tornado warning. And there's also a bit of hail. You're just seeing that on the Oneida and Lewis County line. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a general idea of the track of this. So again, Woodgate is our main concern right now. And we'll give you a general idea of where this is going to be going once it gets outside of the tornado warning. I'm still surprised that there is no severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for northern and central Herkimer County again just yet. I'm sure as we get closer, both in terms of time and distance, that'll happen, but we're not seeing anything quite yet. So again, our focus is the tornado warning, and as long as that warning is active, we're going to be on covering this. So as we go through time, this warning still has another 5 minutes left or so on it. So Woodgate in 4 minutes, Limekiln Lake Campground, which is located in western Hamilton County, in 48 minutes. And then in Inlet, it'll be there in approximately 52 minutes or so, if this storm continues on its current trajectory, which it looks like it is right now. But the good news is that it looks like the tornado warning is continuing to be trimmed back, and we are not seeing another one just issued at the present time. We'll have to see if things change between now and 6:45 this evening. The reason why we are seeing this right now is because we're seeing a prefrontal trough and a cold front moving through the area right now, and between now and about 10 p.m. this evening, the threat for severe weather will be diminishing. However, we could be dealing with some showers lingering until about 1 a.m. or so. So we've got about 4 minutes left on this tornado warning. Again, it continues to be trimmed back right now, and which is some good news. So again, if you're in Boonville, you're in Forestport, Hawkinsville, you can come up out of the basement. Obviously, from Boonville over toward the east, you're seeing some light to moderate, even pockets of heavier rain, but the tornado, at least the potential tornado, is no longer a threat. We're continuing with this tornado warning until 6:45, so another 3 or 4 minutes or so for, again, mainly Woodgate, far northeastern Oneida County. So if you are there, obviously I've been reminding you of this over the last 15, 20 plus minutes or so, but the place you want to be, a hallway, stairs, basement is the best place, but the second best place is anywhere in that green color, a closet, a bathroom, an interior room away from windows and doors. You want to put as many windows and doors and walls, for that matter, between you and the outside as you possibly can. You obviously don't want to be out working in the garage, in the bedroom, near the windows. Obviously, if you are in this area, you want to make sure you have your phone with you, battery operated radio, weather radio as well, or if you don't have one of those, turn up the volume as high as you can go on the TV. So again, we're continuing with this tornado warning for another 3 minutes or so. for northeastern Oneida County. We're talking about areas around Woodgate and just to the west of Otter Lake as well. So mainly around Route 28, Foreman Road, Hawkinsville Road, I believe that's Round Lake Road as well, Adirondack Park, Long Lake Road, portions of Route 28. As I just mentioned, you're probably seeing a lot of heavy rain. You obviously don't want to be, if you're not home, you don't want to be out on the road in this as well. Again, seeing a lot of heavy rain. We're talking about some strong winds as well. These storms have had a history, as I've been mentioning throughout the day, or throughout the afternoon, of producing some high winds. So at least if we're not seeing a tornado right now, we are at least seeing some straight line wind damage, which is can do as much damage, if not worse, than any potential tornado that may occur. But again, that's to be seen, whether this is straight line wind damage where everything falls in a particular direction, or we are actually seeing rotation and we actually have a tornado. But again, that's what the radar is indicating, continues to indicate, and this warning continues here for another 2 minutes. So we're talking about Buck Lake Road, Woodgate Road, Round Lake Road, anywhere around Woodgate itself, just to the north of Long Pine Drive. Smith Road as well is where you want to be, is where you're seeing a lot of straight line wind damage, and that's where you want to be in your safe place, your tornado shelter right now. We're just talking about areas just to the west of Otter Lake as well, and to the northwest of Woodgate also is where you want to be in your tornado safe space, at least for another 2 minutes. We haven't seen any indications just yet of them continuing this warning, although I'm about to go see what they're saying on National Weather Service chat to see if they're talking about extending the warning or issuing any severe thunderstorm warning. But we have less than a minute right now on this tornado warning. Let me scroll down here and see if there is any updated messages from the National Weather Service. So the last update that we have from the National Weather Service is that the tornado warning will continue until 6:45. So that is all we have for now. It looks like the tornado warning is about to expire. If it's reissued, we will come right back on as soon as we can. We'll send you back to ABC World News Tonight.